Welcome back. Today I'm going to be going over this exponential question that appears on the Math SAT. So, of course, I don't want to waste any of your time, so let's get right into it. First, try this problem out for yourself, and of course, use Desmos because you're allowed access to it. Okay, so let's get right in. We have the exponential function f of x equals whatever that is, um, which choice rewrites uh, f of x in the form of f of x equals whatever that is, where c is a minimum value of f of x for x greater than or equal to 0. And they give us these choices. So the key thing to realize for this problem is that it actually tells you kind of what to look for, right? It tells you that c is the minimum value of f of x, right? And lucky for us, well, they give us what f of x is. So what I'll do is actually head over to Desmos, right? Type in exactly what the equation they give us, which is f of x equals 1 over 8, 4 minus 5 over 3x. And yeah, again, right, that's always a good idea to double check what you're writing, but essentially that gives us that function. And they tell us c is the minimum value of f of x for x greater than or equal to 0, right? Well, the minimum value of this function, right, is going to be at x equals 0 because it's an exponential increase, right? Increasing function. It's not a decay. So the minimum value is going to be on the lower side, right? On the x's that are smaller and smaller. So because we're asked for the minimum value in this range for x greater than or equal to 0, we'll have to look at what the value is as at 0. Now x equals 0, the value of the function is that decimal, right? So it's 0.00024. Okay, so now that we know that, what can we do with that information? Well, if c represents that value, right? And we know that we're looking for this form, right? F of x equals c times 32 to the x. Well, first of all, what you'll realize is you can cross off b as an answer choice because we're looking for 32 to the x, and this has a 2 to the x. So, well, that's pretty common sense, right? This is obviously not going to be the answer because it's not in that form. So now, which of these coefficients here are actual values of c? Well, we found out earlier that c was this. So what I would do is plug it to write each of these coefficients in Desmos and see what the decimal equivalent is. So we have 1 over 4096, 1 over 2048, and 4096. So of course, if you look at this, right, the one that matches our value of c that we got earlier, right, that minimum value, it's not d, right? And if you look at 1 over 2048, well, that's I think that's double, right? It's 0.000488, so that's not right either. So we're left with the answer choice A, right? Because 1 over 4096 gives us that decimal, and that's if you round that, you actually get this value here, right, for C. So once again, right, first rule out the answer choice of that doesn't even match the form, right? Because this has a 2 to the x, you can just cross this out, right? Because we're looking for it to have 32 to the x. After that, right, you have to find that value of c, and in this case, it's easy because here they tell you that c is a minimum value, right? Uh, and you can just graph this function on Desmos and look at what the minimum value is at x equals 0, right? So once you do that, right, you will get a decimal, and you have to match which coefficients match up to that decimal, and that will be your answer. So in this case, our answer choice here is A. If you have any questions, right, leave it down in the comments, but I'll see you next time.